Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Few hours ago, Osedoka Peter Obi, the son of Peter Obi, the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, was the talk of the town, considering the kind of pictures that will roll out against him. And finally, he has come out to speak about, all those, unfortunately, his father's political enemies dragging him into their battle. And he has this to tell Nigerians. Let me allow you to watch the audio, and we'll back to hear some analysis in respect to that.
Dear my fellow Nigerians, I have refrained from engaging with vitriol, scorn and suspicion directed at me online because I was not raised to trade in lies or to indulge in false narratives. I did not do so as a child, and I will not begin now as a grown man. Because of my father's involvement in Nigerian politics, there has been a persistent curiosity and, at times, a malicious obsession with me. Why? I do not know. I have no social media presence and no interest in maintaining one, so I rarely correct these falsehoods. But perhaps it is time I address them. I understand that gossip follows those connected to public life, but let me remind you, my father is the one in politics, not me. To assume that my life or choices are somehow political statements is a flawed and childish calculation. It reveals more about the pettiness of those spreading such narratives than it does about me or my father. This pattern has become all too familiar. Individuals opposed to my father seize ordinary photos of me, images that are neither hidden nor secret, and repackage them with false stories. These are not revelations, they are not exposés, they are simply misrepresentations, fiction spun from pictures. I have seen this happen to others, but experiencing it myself repeatedly is deeply unsettling. Still, I want it to be known clearly, what is being circulated is gossip. I'm an actor and a writer by profession. Many are surprised, given the businessman, entrepreneur, and economist my father is. I'm sure he imagined I might follow that path. Yet, though my career is far from what he envisioned, he fully supports me. Unlike many children of Nigerian politicians, I have never relied on nepotism. I was raised to know that my father's wealth is not mine and that I must build my own life. My chosen path is in theatre and filmmaking, so far from the world he inhabits. An industry that embraces diversity of class, race, sexuality and identity. I portray characters vastly different from myself. Yet some online use these roles against me and my father, presenting fiction as fact. I trust any rational person can see how absurd this is. More importantly, Nigeria has far greater issues than idle speculation about what Peter Obi's son is doing. Our nation still struggles with insecurity, a weakened economy, crumbling infrastructure, failing healthcare, and politicians who steal from the people they swore to serve. And yet, for some, the priority is to spread gossip about who Peter Obi's son appears with in a photo. This is a distraction from the real crisis that matters to all Nigerians. The truth is simple. Peter Obi's son appears in photos with his friends and his work colleagues, nothing more. If people wish to invent otherwise, I hope they sleep soundly, knowing they are spreading lies. Nor I or my father are perfect men, and as a father and son we have our differences, but I can attest to his integrity and his relentless desire to lead Nigeria out of its current hardships. In our home as a child, the lesson was always clear. Face your work, do it honestly, and contribute to the good of others. That is what I will continue to do. So to those who attempt to distract us with lies, I beg you, stop pulling attention away from Nigeria's urgent problems. My father has my vote, not because he is my father, but because he is the right man for the job. If others wish to go low, invent scandals, or attack me to wound him, they are free to do so. But we will go high, and we will continue to focus on the future of Nigeria. With love, Oseloka Obi.
And I must say that it has attracted a lot of attention from mostly the supporters of Peter Obi, because most people believe that when his sons come on board, he will start saying things and all of that. And, what got me involved in this whole thing, or got me interested in relating this information to us, is the maturity with which he presented the issues. He didn't call anybody's name. If you take notice of it, he didn't bother calling anybody's name or calling any politician's name and all of that. What he was able to tell Nigerians was the fact that the situation at hand demands attention beyond spreading falsehood and trying to make others to hear about me, and that it's absolutely not important. And this makes the whole thing. And some of the statement, if you summarize what he said, there are some things he has said which I respect Peter Obi. And I think it's one thing that most politicians should learn from. We've heard politicians stealing lands, stealing billions, and keeping it in the name of their children. But just imagine how this young man presented his home training, and I feel it should be adopted by most Nigerians. One of the paragraphs that captured me was when he said, "I was raised to know that my father's wealth is not mine and that I must build my life." Oh my God. That alone helps not to put his father under pressure to accumulate wealth for him. I've been able to communicate an ideology, a family ideology to my son, that as much as I'm working hard, I will not work too hard so that I'll keep wealth for him. I think the only wealth I can give him is his education and possibly the good name I will have. But come on, you can create your own path, make your own wealth, and be the man you should be. And he said something that even in the money making that he's involved in, what he was also taught was that when you have your work to do, face it, do it, and add something to other people's life. What a home training. I mean, this is the kind of leader Nigerians should be excited. No, sorry to say it, I've not heard any of our leaders, speak this way. And to crown it all is the fact that he doesn't even have a social media account, to kind of give room for all of that. He's just letting Nigerians understand, I'm not into social media, I'm not into content creating, I am facing my work and I'm doing it so good. And I would tell you that this is proper parentage for me. And I feel that most Nigerians should adopt this and run with it. He has shown the same integrity and class as his father, I must say. I would love to say this, that it's a case of like father, like son, a responsible son from a responsible father. His words, I would say, remind me that though values are not inherited, but it can be built. He grew up to see his father that way, and he made up his mind to build his own values. And for me, it's something that we should keep it as a picture before our value system. And it should communicate something to us, that it is truly what his father has been saying, that a new Nigeria is possible. It's actually very possible. I don't know what Nigerians will say with this kind of response he has given, but I must say it's top-notch, and it points to one fact, that Peter Obi, if he could raise that kind of a child, could also raise a good country for us. Let's leave it there. Let's be in our conversation and talk more on this.